Kamal Hassan and Rajini reunion after the very interesting teaser that was released, quite beautifully done, and for something that lasted only a few minutes, a good amount of effort was taken, including using models and all to make the scene more colorful. Nice soundtrack by Anirudh and so on. So after that, things were very silent. It was said that due to the elections going on, we can't expect much updates. However, luckily the cinematographer Rajiv Menon, maybe many might or might not know him. Okay, it can go both ways. He has directed a few famous films, including one with Ajit, Tabu, Aishwarya Rai, if you guys remember. And he was also the cameraman for the film Bombay, directed by Mani Ratnam. In fact, apparently Mani Ratnam wanted him to be the hero. He looks quite handsome, this chap, Rajiv Menon, but he refused for whatever reason and so remained behind the camera. He has also done a bit of acting, right? He's like a bit of a tall, fair, handsome looking chap. But he seems to be his best behind the camera, a multifaceted talent indeed. So, anyway, recently he was giving an interview, and in that he gave some updates about the teaser as well as the film, you can say. So now many people would ask this question, after the excellent job by Vijay Karthikaran as a cinematographer, why did Nelson choose a different cameraman for the next project, which is the reunion one, right? This was also asked before for Jailer 2 itself, whereby Stunt Siva, the father and son duo, who did great stunt work in Jailer Part 1, right? I'm sure everybody enjoyed all the stunt scenes in that film. Why did then Nelson decide to change stunt director in Jailer 2? So you must understand, first of all, although Nelson is so-called directing commercial heroes and so on and so forth, he still does have an intrinsic vision, and he does a lot of homework on how he exactly want the film to look and feel. He also is very careful in scrutinizing and scanning the various film industries to pick up talent, whether it's actor. We all saw how Vinayagan acted so well as the villain. He was a Malayalam actor, and how well he acted in the Jailer 1 as the villain, right? So he can really pick out acting talent from various places. Even Shivraj Kumar, his casting was superb in Jailer, and also technicians. So he really watches the various films and then he chooses technicians as well. So for Jailer 2, he chose another stunt master who was well known with explosives, because for part 2 he wanted a lot of explosives in that particular film, Jailer 2. And so cameraman for this reunion became Rajiv Menon, because what happened was, apparently Nelson talked to Mani Ratnam, and he mentioned to him that for this Kamal Rajini project, he was looking for a certain kind of color or certain kind of cinematography, a certain stylistic thing. And Mani Ratnam immediately having literally worked with all the best cameramen in the field, right? Mani Ratnam was a brand name, right? So until in certain films like Katru, Veligida, people asking where's the director, because everybody else was doing so well. I mean, Rahman or cameraman or everybody. So anyway, back to the main topic. So he recommended Rajiv Menon's name, and Nelson narrated the story to him, and Rajiv Menon also let loose the fact that apparently it's two police characters. It looks like where one is a DGP, if I'm not mistaken, one is a commissioner of police. But it looks like a satirical, maybe, black comedy, of course, that's the word we always use. So like kind of a happy-go-lucky kind of film with interspread with deep emotional undertone as well, because we always see Nelson's films have that pattern, right? It'll go in like a comical kind of a satirical pattern, and then we'll have one or two of sentimental or emotional weight to it, right? We saw, like, for example, in Jailer, Rajini with his son killing the son and so on. So it proved to be a good masala mix for him. And even in the film Doctor also, you can see how there's a lot of comical moments, and then there'll be that heavy situation of children being kidnapped by the ruthless villain. So this has been Nelson's pattern for success, except in the Vijay film Beast, whereby his direction somehow, apparently it was a time constraint. He was rushing, and the film sort of, although it had great music and nice, dance work and everything, but it sort of underperformed at that time, right? So the cameraman listened to the story, something about police, and the idea was very interesting to Rajiv Menon. So after the narration of the story, Nelson asked, and Rajiv said definitely he will do this movie. And so they made the effort, right? So Nelson apparently mentioned to Rajiv Menon that the film, the teaser has to be shot within 1 week because they want to release everything before election. I wondered why. Maybe because they, depending on the election outcome, if the election outcome is not favorable to the producer, then they might have to change the plan, or they will cancel or shelve the project. So the idea, the filmmaking team probably wanted to release everything before the election, so there's a commitment from the producer. So whatever happens to the election, they will still proceed with the project. So, but now that the elections, as you all know, made the biggest U-turn in Tamil Nadu, we do not know whether this project, whether they can still push ahead with it or not, especially considering the big budget. But hope Nelson, with his vast experience in the film industry, is able to hold the team together and maybe adjust the budget or whatever and come up with something good, or even collaborate with other producers who will be very happy to be part of this prestigious project. So they use models from Delhi, Mumbai, even Dubai apparently for that small short teaser. And so obviously it came out well, and Nelson apparently targeted the Gen Z kids because these are all 70 years old actors, right? So how to get them to be attractive to the youngsters? So using Anirudh's background music, all these colorful, models and all this kind of a thing. So Nelson did a decent job of that. And Rajiv Menon have worked with Kamal in commercials before, but never worked with Rajinikanth. So initially there was some lack of pattern whereby both of them could not walk in sync. But they discussed for a bit and quickly got into the rhythm. And the cameraman said that they seem to have some kind of animal chemistry between them. So that despite it being so many years since they worked together, that magical energy came quickly back once they got into the groove of things. So let's hope that despite the election results, politics, business, cinema. So if that would be the case, although the potential new chief minister Vijay might be having a lot of animosity with superstar Rajinikanth, let's see whether the project gets affected because of that. And anyway, we wish the team of Kamal Hassan, Rajinikanth reunion all the best, and hope they release the proper name of the film soon, and also release more updates, posters, and various news about the film. Because cinema fans are excited to see, and hopefully they improve the quality so that, because nowadays worldwide people are watching with all the technology, Netflix and all the worldwide people are watching Hollywood films. So there's a bigger responsibility for Nelson. Hollywood fans have mostly forgotten about the 1,000 crore dream anyway, because things are going on so bad. Lots of bad habits form in Hollywood, all the nepo kids and everything. But at least if it's at the least a good movie, a decent entertainer, and profitable for everybody concerned, I think fans would be satisfied enough. No, I don't think Hollywood fans are nowadays even thinking about 1,000 crores anymore, after all the disappointment with the directors like Lokesh Kanagaraj and how he handled a film like Koli with Rajinikanth. So unless superstar decides to try his hands with Telugu directors, the 1,000 crore is doubtful. So anyway, wishing them all the best, and we also very excited to wait for தலைவர் 173. Hopefully something comes of that, unless just like the election result shocker, our superstar suddenly decides to go into politics to give Vijay a fight. Who knows, with all the strange things happening nowadays. There will be a lot of entertainment in itself, but that's still a few years from now, right? If such a thing happens at all. So let's focus on the cinema now, guys, and so do share in the comments what you feel about this Kamal Hassan times multiplied by Rajinikanth project. Thank you, take care, much love, bye bye.